Hi viewers, and welcome to the racing-based preview of the listed Penny Edition Stakes at Morphettville Parks. Now this week I've enlisted the help of one of South Australia's top riders, and who better to help us than last year's Penny Edition Stakes winner, Libby Hopwood. Libby, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. It's bittersweet to talk about it, considering I won it last year and I'm not riding in it this year, but still it's good to be involved.
Yeah, it must have been a great feeling getting up in a listed race on Justify that last year.
It really was, and Justify that's been a terrific horse to me. I think I've won 9 of his 11 races. He's been a good old war horse of mine, and I thought he deserved that win. As soon as we got the sit on Resist in that race, I knew we were going to win it, and he did it beautifully.
Yeah, well, we've got a similar field lining up this year, and I suppose there's going to be a bit more attention on the race, seeing Tony McAvoy's Smart Galloper Alpine Eagles resuming in it. The bookies have got him as a $1.70 chance. Do you think it's as simple as just rocking up and taking away the prize?
Yes and no. It's obviously the class galloper and a class trainer, but I have heard rumours that he doesn't like bad tracks, doesn't like soft tracks. It is rated a slow 6 today, and it might chop out a little bit if the track is that bad. We have had some wind and the weather has been better, so the track will either improve or it'll chop out, and that might bring him back to the rest of the field.
Sure, yeah, I was down at Morphettville to watch his trial there, Libby, and he had a big blow after the race, and he looked well underdone. Damien and Tony, both of the opinion he might take a few runs. He's definitely not going there anywhere near fit. He's the class horse in the race you would think on his last start efforts. But yeah, fitness has got to be the query.
Exactly, especially facing up on a track that's not ideal and not ideally suited to him when he is fit.
Absolutely. So your mate, Justify that. Do you think he can go back to back this year?
I would like to say yes, and Prince isn't a horse that I like to discredit in any way, because he's the toughest horse I've ever ridden. He always gives 110%, but his last run was a little bit lackluster, and I thought he might be getting towards the end of his prep, but Pete's an astute trainer, and he's actually been aiming Prince at this race again this year because he won it last year, so he might even come out, and again, it all depends on that horse and where he gets to run in the race. If he gets an easy trail about handy, you can get him on the bridle coming around the corner, then he's definitely in with a fight.
Sure, and he's got a phenomenal record at the track and distance too. He's been there 11 times for 7 wins and a second. Mm-hmm. And I noticed Peter Moody last year sent him into the race at his 7th run from a spell. He goes into this year's at his 7th run from a spell. He hasn't really been tested over 1,400 this campaign, I don't think, or maybe once, but getting to his right trip, his pet distance, he's got to be a big chance at big odds.
Exactly, especially back on his pet track. And Crystal's actually won his other, I think she's won 3 on him, or 3 or 4 on him. So he does like Crystal. He does love this track. He's drawn not too bad because he's got good speed. He should be able to get across and get an ideal run. But I'm cheering for him because he's obviously my favourite in the race.
Sure, but does he like Crystal as much as you, Libby?
I'm going to say no, but that's just my jealousy.
Sure. So any other horses that stand out that you've had an association with, Libby, or?
Not that I've really had an association with, but I don't think that the last run of Red Eclipse can be discredited. I think it's obviously stepping up. It won quite well last start in a nice race as well, but its sectionals last start were impressive. So I think it's one to watch.
Yeah, he was really impressive in the spring stakes. The only query I had with him is the 1,400 trip. He's been unplaced twice over 1,400 metres, so that was my concern. But you can't argue with that last start effort. That was really good. Yeah,
and not on the back of his sectionals, he improved each time. So it's not like he hit his straps towards the end of that race. He was still finding. So hopefully, maybe Grant's found the key to him and unlocked that extra furlong.
Absolutely, and there's some other class in the race too. We've got the Group 1 winner Go Indigo in there too. She'd be looking to bounce back.
Yes, and she's gearing up for Spring Carnival Interstate, so I think they'll obviously be hopeful of their chances. Claire obviously is committed to Leon, but she's gotten off her last start winner, Go Dreaming, who she's won on 4 times in a row last start to ride Indy, and Go Dreaming is coming back off a spell. But obviously Indy's gearing up for a good carnival.
Do you know where they'll be headed with Go Indigo this campaign at all, Libby?
I have heard rumours that she's heading over towards Melbourne, but I'm not sure what race they're aiming her at yet.
Sure. So if you had your choice and you could ride any horse in the race, obviously you've got a soft spot for Justify that. Are there any others that you would like to be riding in this one, Libby?
Look, Justify that, obviously, because he's my old war horse and he's always pulled through for me. But we're taking Justify that out of the race. I guess Alpine Eagle is the class galloper, so got to stick with him.
Sure. Well, I think Alpine Eagle might just be a bit too good. You've raised that issue with the softish track. I know he's a bit underdone, but he is a class galloper. Just depends how much work he's put into him and how much he's come on from that trial. And I keep taking a form reference through Stoker, who was really ordinary in Adelaide first up, and then was probably unlucky not to win in Melbourne last week. So when you see the amount of improvement that he took from his first up run to his second, you just don't know. Tony's a good trainer, and Alpine Eagle could just blow this lot away.
Brilliant trainer, brilliant horse, and Tony's track works up a hill, so he'd definitely be fitter from that. And if they knew he blew out from his last trial, he certainly would have had the work more into him. Yeah,
it's a magnificent property out there. Tony gave me a guided tour a while ago out at Kildalton Park, and it's a phenomenal facility.
It really is. I thoroughly enjoy riding out there. The horses are always beautifully relaxed because it's such a natural, relaxed environment for them, and the tracks are gorgeous. I love it out there.
Okay, well, I think that'll do us for this week's preview. I thank you very much for helping us and hopefully giving some insight to viewers, Libby. And I wish you the best of luck back to race riding, and hopefully we can see you booting home some winners soon.
No worries. Thank you. All my horses are still racing without me, so I need to get back in before they head out for a spell.
That's right. No worries. Thanks, Libby. Best of luck.